most common question I get asked is about salary, engineering salary versus personal training salary.
My name's Ash, I'm a PT and online coach, and I used to work for companies like Airbus and Brompton Bicycle. This video is a little bit about how I transitioned from engineering to personal training, and if you have a side hustle, maybe this will help you turn your side hustle into self-employment.
So when people think about personal training, especially here in the UK, that like you work in a commercial gym, right? So if I ever tell anyone, oh, I'm a personal trainer now, I've quit my engineering career and now I'm doing personal training, I think the first thing everyone thinks is that, you know, gym group, Pure Gym, David Lloyd, Everyone Active, Leisure Centre or something like that. And it's like, you know, I'm wearing a uniform, I'm cleaning equipment, dusting, and greeting people at reception and stuff like that. That's not the only avenue of personal training, right? So when I was doing my 9 to 5, I couldn't work for a commercial gym, so I was like, but I want to be a personal trainer. So as the side hustle, it became using private studios. Private studios like this one are typically like shop fronts, warehouses. They literally are, you drop in, you pay rent per hour, or you buy like a package, you pay rent per hour. You train your clients here and you go. So there's no contract, there's no commitment. It is literally for people who generally like to dip in and out of different locations, right? So they're not tied down. That was the big thing for me, was that I didn't want to be tied down by anything, like especially coming from a corporate world or corporate engineering job. You're employed, going self-employed. I wanted the flexibility, the freedom, which is what, you know, self-employment is all about, right? So I was never going to touch a commercial gym. I never have, I never will, but never say never, right? Who knows? Working in a private studio is not for everyone though. When you're trying to build like a full-time roster of clients in a private studio, it is very different, right? And it's not for everyone. If you are looking for community, if you're looking for co-workers, if you're looking for safety, this ain't it, man, for you, because this is you on your own. You literally have to bring your clients here, train them and go. There is no marketing done for you. You're not on a gym floor where people are literally coming to you, where there's membership and stuff like that. It is literally find your own clients and bring them here. Everything comes down to your own marketing. You don't get the benefits of working for a gym. However, you get the flexibility, the freedom. I don't have to hang about the gym all day. I literally come and train people and I go home and I can keep my routine as flexible as possible. The most common question I get asked is about salary, engineering salary versus personal training salary. And again, a lot of people think that personal training is like a downgrade from engineering, and they're like, oh, I'm really glad that you followed your passion and money's not everything, etc. The salaries for engineering jobs at like middle management, especially something like quality engineering, are not particularly high in the grand scheme of things, and in this economic climate in the UK, getting up to like middle management level for me was not really like a huge salary, right? Within 6 months of me going full-time personal training and building my own business from scratch, I made more money in personal training than I did in engineering. The way you think of personal training is getting paid per hour. From a weekly point of view, you're thinking about how many hours a week are you doing. When I was doing it as like a side hustle alongside the 9 to 5, I was doing anywhere between 10 and 12 hours. Prior to the 9 a.m. start, I would be here 6 till 8 a.m. I'd do the 9 to 5, and then I would be back here 6 till 8 p.m. doing what I could, and obviously training clients on weekends as well. And I got that up to anywhere between 30 and 32 hours per week, which I would consider, for me personally, that's a full-time personal training hours per week. Any more than that, you're probably going to burn out, probably not going to have much of a life, because remember, it's not a 9 to 5, 30 hours, right? It's a morning, evening, so you have like a split shift, middle of the day, you're kind of free to do your own thing, so that's kind of like your evening to chill out, cook, go to the gym, and you're also going to do some weekends if you're going to be doing 30 hours a week, right? Remember that people generally in the UK are working 9 to 5s. Obviously there's business owners and stuff as well, so generally people are going to be wanting to train with you mornings, evenings and weekends when they're free. So for anyone trying to go from full-time employment to self-employment, right, or running a business and taking that full-time, there's no right and wrong way to do it. I used to research a lot about the right way to leave employment. I'd read articles which said build up like 2 years worth of salary and savings so that you have a buffer if anything goes wrong, which is what I thought was obviously going to be the huge safety net that I could create. But it didn't really work like that. In an ideal world, I would have done another year of personal training and engineering at the same time. The most important thing is that if you have a side hustle, you got to work on that every single day. Whether it be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, your website, your marketing, your actual product itself, you have to keep chipping away at it no matter what. The other piece of advice that I would say is that I knew from doing the side hustle alongside engineering, the game would completely change once I quit the engineering job, because from a personal training point of view, you're limited by the hours that you have available to you. So when people were asking me for 11 a.m., I couldn't offer that to them, right? So I already knew that my business would grow because I would be like, yep, I can take you at this time, because I no longer have a 9 to 5 to fulfill. So remember that when you go all in on something, you have the opportunity to spend more time on that. You have the opportunity to say yes to more things, but you do need to have the discipline, you do need to have the work ethic, you need to have the ability to manage your own time. You've got no boss, you've got no one, which is a huge benefit. But at the same time, if you're not self-disciplined and have that level of self-control, you can quite easily slip into just doing nothing and not working hard. So it's not for everyone.
Another very common question I get asked a lot is whether I would go back to engineering, and the answer will always be no. For me, it's more the concept of being self-employed which suits my life better. I think I've always wanted to live life a little bit more on my own terms. So running your own business, not having a boss, not having fixed hours, allows me to do that in my 30s. Don't get me wrong, it's an absolute graft. However, you're doing something that you're passionate about, you're helping people, and you're making a living out of it. I think it far outweighs the pros of having full-time employment.